Wale, is there water back there you can
Nah, right there. Beast got you. Boom. So we live. We back with another episode of The Terminal. I label this one of the real shooters because these are some of the best videographers, photographers that we have locally. So I'm going to give y'all the floor to go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce your business, shout yourselves out.
Hold on, before they do any of that, let me say this. As a retired photographer, this episode is going to be a little closer to my heart. I reached out to each one of these individuals personally because I respect what they're doing and what they've done in this game. With that being said, we're gonna put some respect on them, and we're not gonna call them cameramen, because any man with a camera is a cameraman. These are photographers and videographers. Some of them are creative directors, and like stop playing with them. Stop playing with them. So yeah, I just wanted to say that before these guys introduce themselves, because you should know who they are. And if you don't know who they are, I promise you know they work. You feel what I'm saying? You've been following their work, even if you don't know who they are. But my fault. Yeah, we can start over there.
Nells online and everything. Follow me. It's Horticulture Q, the NY Grow Collective. NY Grow Collective on Insta, Horticulture Q on Facebook.
Jumaine Brown, 518, one of the greats.
You already know. Snuffo from Snuffo DVD, aka the Big Fin. I've been out here grinding over decades, man.
Not a decade, decades.
If you don't know about me in the 518, you've been living under a rock. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Paul.
Thanks for having me.
You're ready.
Oh, Dinsdale Media and Photography, man. Dinsdale be shooting Instagram, Video World Instagram.
You got to speak up though. You was loud about 2 seconds. Get your voice out. I mean, I know the women is watching, but I mean, MCL Smooth in the building. But you made a great point. You've been doing this for decades. How long have y'all been doing this? Everybody in here is seasoned vets. I mean, Q might be the newest one in here, but everybody else is seasoned vets. How long have y'all been doing this?
13 years.
2004-ish. So yeah,
a whole dub.
One of the first cameramen in the 518, if not the first. Been doing it a long time. I say 17 years. 15, 17 years I've been grinding every day since then. Oh, excuse me. But you know, been doing it every day since.
I know you just got here, but you want to introduce yourself and your business. And
I'm Jasenya McCauley from Styled and Emerged, and I'm a wardrobe utilization specialist. And what I do is help make proficient and effective use of wardrobe in commercial and personal spaces. Creative direction included, photo shoots, music videos, movies, all that. So. Thank you for having me. I'm a little winded from.
Shout out to her for pulling up. One of the reasons I thought, I was hoping to find more of her and have their own episode, but I couldn't. And the reason I couldn't, from what I told y'all earlier, a lot of times, all the things she just described, these guys got to do themselves, especially on the come up when they don't got money to hire someone like her who specializes in these things. So the job these guys have been doing, they've been doing more than just holding the camera and pointing it at you. And we ain't even talking about post-production. Because a lot of times when you don't have a her, that's that much more you have to edit and try to fix and filter out and move and, you know what I mean, in the post-production. So I thought it was important to have her here. Shout out to her for pulling up. Appreciate
holding it down for the ladies.
And we also needed some.
Holding it down for the ladies.
But it was looking like the post office.
Mad mail in here. So my first question would be, and again we can go around the room. It doesn't really matter where we start, but how did y'all start? Like, what made you even want to pick up a camera to begin with? What was what was your intro into the business?
I just started probably like 3.5 years ago. Yeah, almost 4 years. I ain't had nothing to do. I just picked up a camera. I didn't even know how to use a camera, to be honest. So I had to figure out a way to use a camera. And then
That's right.
I went to Mark Davis, and then he showed me how to like.
Shout out to Mark Davis.
He showed me a little bit, showed me what I gotta do, how to approach the photography shit, and then it was like, all right, I don't know what else to do. Again, I was lost. So then I couldn't even find people to shoot with. So I was like, you know what? Let me start shooting videos. And that's how I started shooting videos. I kind of like strayed away from the photography a little bit. But yeah, that's how I started. I kind of actually wanted to do like a podcast, but then I didn't even know how to do that. And I only had one camera. And it was a cheap camera, so I didn't even know how to use it. So it was crazy. Yeah.
Got to start somewhere.
So it's been a lot of learning curve throughout your.
Everything I had to learn by myself. Like literally, I ain't had nobody to show me nothing. So I use YouTube.
I just want to say, I'm not a videographer or photographer by trade, but I am I would say, content creator and I would say creative director of some sort, and I'm the owner of SS Visuals, so I do have a production company. But me, I started from basically starting my production company and wanting to be on camera more because I was going into entrepreneurship and I knew social media and content was going to be, the biggest and freest commercial. So I wanted to do it right. I understood how people's eyes receive things in today's landscape. So I went about it in a way that was, semi-professional, with a good camera, starting a business, started taking pictures of dogs. That was like one of my intros. And then I grew my passion for growing stuff, and the camera and growing just went so well that it took my it just took my interest, like getting myself on camera, doing the things I was doing. And from there, Horticulture Qu was born.
I honestly started because I wanted to help artists expand their brand, because I used to rap. I used to rap and everything. So, and I wasn't getting enough out there. So to help more than enough people, wasn't getting enough music out there. So to help this person, that person, you could get more content out there in and of itself and help people. And shout out Dizzy Dot for that. That's when I saw him picking up a camera, and that's when I just went and got them little DV tapes back in the days that they had, and a camcorder. It just went crazy ever since then. Just kept growing. So,
so I got two halves of this. My first half of being introduced to the camera was through my stepdad. We had beef, I grew up 7-day Adventist. I wanted to be a basketball player. And if you know basketball, especially in the 518, Saturday mornings,
you need that Saturday.
So we weren't really speaking much. And he's my stepdad, even though I call him my dad. So one of the ways he tried to reconnect us was at church, they were having a special event. He also did sound, so he was like, can you help me take pictures? And he showed me the camera. That's when it was filmed, like 14, 15 years old. So that was my first introduction. I liked it. I did a good job with film, according to, my dad. Second introduction was I started doing parties with Catwalk Marketing Promotion. Shout out Big Ray, also known as Van Groove. Shout out Mike McIntyre, John Jams, Scooter, Khaled, now known as Grade 8 Security, Blaze, a bunch of others. I'm forgetting a few.
Getting old, man.
Yeah, but I started with them, and then one of the ways I felt was necessary to help promote the events was to capture the event, show like, yo, this is what the party is about. A Q, who actually went to U Albany, who I later found out was one of the biggest promoters in New York City, named Suave. He had Nightlife Entertainment. He had MidnightSpot.com. He had AllTheParties.com. His frat brother, Bigger, was also partnered with him on AllTheParties.com. Every once in a while, he would come to Albany bringing artists to Sneakies, and he started bringing Midnight Spot. I was going to work for him. And he told me, nah. He said, don't take this the wrong way. I don't want you to work for me. I want you to be my competition. I want you to be the other cameraman so I can figure out how to charge this area. He's like, nobody knows what I'm doing. You're familiar with it because you come downstate. You've seen what I do. So you pick up your own camera and take pictures. We both get money. All right, cool. Glad I listened. Because that literally transcended me from Jumaine that with Cat Wolf and doing parties to main event live. So that's where it started. And then also I got a bunch of girls from the area and try to make them promotional models, send them some places. So I hired some other photographers to do it because I could cover a party, but I ain't doing a photo shoot. And shout out Richard, we call him Ethereal Shooter. He the one. I was pissed at first because I'm like, why you give me the camera? I'm paying you to do the shoot. Like, shoot. He was like, nah, you got a great eye. You should get into it. I was like, appreciate it. And then some of those girls that I was paying for getting the shoot done wanted to pay me to get shoots done. And that's how it started for me. Anybody else?
Oh, man. Where should I start? Like I said, I'm from the DVD era, so that's where I originally started before everything. It was the MySpace era. And
you don't remember your MySpace password?
Damn sure don't.
I logged into mine.
I wish I did.
Every 6 months I log into that.
That shit is still
there.
Operational?
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there, man.
All those are still what?
That page
Black
ain't on
People
Urban
Meet?
Chat.
What was the other one? Black Planet? It was up. You know me, gente.
I'm still there.
I know niggas that got these bubbles on Urban Chat in MySpace.
Running Black Planet? Oh, 12.
But back then there wasn't no real type of outlets for cameramen doing what I was doing. There was one outlet. His name was Trigger Lou. He was from Hollywood Hustle. And he was basically one of the top cameramen out here that dealt with celebrities. And he was a house.
Shout out to Lou.
He was a house videographer. He was a house cameraman for Sneaky Pizza at the time. And during that time, social media was like on the rise. Nobody really was in tune with it so much because they was still in the DVD era. They was copying off your local DVD, man. You know what I'm saying?
$20.
Right. I only got hip to social media era by going to the boys club. I was like 18, 17. Back then, when I used to carry I already had my camera because I was trying to get my MySpace lit. So I already had my camera. I would take myself in the gym, doing backflips. You know what I'm saying? Getting clap off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, I used to tape fights when people used to get out of school and shit. This was the high 8mm tape. You see what I'm saying? So back then, like I said, it wasn't no.
Snuffo was Snuff.
This was Snuff. This was Snuff DVD, right? So around that time, I didn't know that I wasn't computer savvy. So I was like 17, 18, but I wasn't computer savvy with social media and all that. So when I started it,
his wife said she remember you taping the fight.
My wife said she
hello.
Told you half her family from Troy.
So long story short, I used to show up to people's houses. Yo, what's good, Nells? I'm about to pull up. You want to see some footage? Plug my footage into a VCR. So I'm thinking like, hey, this is getting lit. So I'm like, all right, let me start a DVD. Well, I'm lying. In the midst of that, I met the dude 5-footed.
Shout out to the little
Shout out to 5-footed. 5-footer is the person who gave me the idea to start the DVD. Because we was on a computer one day and I'm like, damn, I need to learn how to get my MySpace lit. Now, during that time, we heard of Smack DVD, but we was only familiar with Kaboom and people from Philly because they knew how to go viral. Yeah, shout out to Turtle, man. Turtle was definitely, he was a few of them DVDs. Free Turtle, man.
Free Turtle.
Free Turtle. And back then, 5-footer gave me the idea. He showed me on the computer. He's like, yo, I'm from New York. He was a counselor. You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, I do this, I do that. I got music videos. So he showed me. So I'm like, oh wow, this is new. I got the camera. Let me try it. So I said, who was lit in the area at the time? And the only person who was really lit on social media, MySpace, was Jay Green. You know what I'm saying? So me and Jay Green was like this. Jay Green is the person who taught me how to edit, you know what I'm saying? Do all that extra stuff with the Windows Movie Maker. But
shout out to Jay Green.
You know what I mean? I learned the trade, the tricks and the trades of it, learned how to build my name, learned how to market myself. You know, I'm doing clothing line. I'm a photographer, you know what I mean? When I'm not working. I could go on for days with my grind, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Back then, the timing was different. The era was different. It was easier. You know what I mean? Nowadays, so many people can cut corners.
You had a lot of footwork back then.
You had a lot of footwork. A lot of people can cut corners.
Respect, too.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to have respect.
You had to have a lot of respect on different levels.
Couldn't just come on the block and hustle.
When it was time to go to Sneaky Pete's, now mind you, I'm a cameraman. It's circulating in my hood. So now I'm like, yo, how can I get a celebrity on? So my first ever performer that I seen at Sneaky Pete's was Swiss Beats. So I'm like, oh wow, this is what I want to do.
My ex-wife's birthday party, a VIP for that.
That party? That party was fire. Lord. So I'm trying to figure out how to get involved with getting celebrities. So I linked up with a few promoters. Unladylike Entertainment.
Shout out
Angela. Back in the day, she hit me up. She said, yo, I'm having a little flip. Come up to Glens Falls. Now, mind you, I was already taping the party. I was already taping the parties, mixing that with my footage on MySpace. So now I'm saying, yo, I'm about to drop a DVD. As soon as I get a little flip, a shout out. So I ended up getting that shout out. Next thing you know, when I got the shout out, I put that with everything, dropped the DVD, started using that as promotion. Now I'm back at Sneaky Pete's. You guys are having celebrities up here every week. All right, so what I got to do to get closer? So I ended up being one of the top cameramen in Sneaky Pete's. You know what I mean? Mingling and rubbing shoulders with the good promoters. You know what I mean? Speed it up. Met Nells during that era, the next phase. Nells was into the 4K look, 1080. Now, mind you, when I used to see these celebrities, I used to Sneaky Pete's with the little camera in my pocket. I didn't know about quality and none of that. So now that the times is changing, it's getting later in the years, the quality is stepping up. So now you got people like Nell from Albany. I've done stuff in Albany, but it was like what I was trying to do. You know what I mean? They was doing it at the time. So that's how me and him been friends ever since. You know what I mean? Dizzy, Hype Set. Then we started 518 Films. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Shout out my guy Hype.
And I'm glad where the 518 videographers are nowadays from where it was at. I don't take nothing from nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to where they at. And hopefully they see the fact that when you grow, you got to grow. When you're growing with your business, you got to grow as a person. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people will get stagnated. They'll get stagnated because they don't understand what you're trying to do or what you've already done. You know what I mean? So that's why I fell back from a lot of people, you know what I mean, and only use my formulas to build my brands, you know what I mean, with the clout that I got now. So speed things up. Now it's Facebook. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's doing that. And it's like, whoa. All right. Salute. And that's where I'm at nowadays. I'm still up for booking, still doing videos. I met him in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? A few months ago. What was that? Last month? I met him in Brooklyn. He's down there shooting footage. You know what I mean? We rode down there together. We linking up to go do some party stuff.
We end up linking.
No, he always on the move.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's the best part of like getting
That's
yourself out there. Like I'm like a walk-in brand for my brand. I always have on one of my hoodies, even if I'm not shooting. I'm always somewhere. So it's like you have to network with this type of work.
ever since then, though, going through shit, I've just been working every day.
Yeah, because your title was so long. I need to know how you got into.
Oh, sure.
Word.
Yeah, so I was born in a stylish family. For anybody that knows any of my family members, that's just what we do. So I wasn't aware of.
I'm sorry, you said Scottish?
Stylish.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, I was about to say, hold on.
Yeah, we put that on.
He left you in the oven too long.
Yeah.
I'm Scottish.
So I was immune to the actual power of like having wardrobe versus not, right? Some people grow up without that type of stuff, and then that's what they want. And then, but if you grow up every weekend getting 2 or 3 pairs of sneakers, your mother's doing this, that, your cousins is doing this and that, it's just normal. So I went to school. I wanted to be a dancer. I wasn't thinking about fashion. It was just a lifestyle. But what happened is, I didn't want to be a dancer no more. And I didn't know I was like in the beginning stages of a shopping addiction. Right. So this was like right there. So when I went to college, I went to school for fashion merchandising. So I learned about the business of fashion, right? So I grew up on the side a lot of us Black and brown people are on, like, dress nice, you look well, dressing more for status, right? There's like 4 or 5 reasons why
You look good, you feel good.
Right. So it's like you dress for that status, you dress for that positive attention. But I started to learn the business behind it, right? So that's when I learned the marketing and the sales tactics and the way that they're mentally manipulating people to believe that having a belt that was $500 really makes them a $500 type of person, right? So now, I started styling. I started my business, started styling, and got into like these cycles of like conversation where people are speaking more superficial to me about these topics, and I'm like, no, this is important. Like, this isn't just like, if you're not ready for a certain level of conversation, you probably shouldn't be wearing certain level of things, because when you are ready to have the conversation, you might already tarnish the way people are looking at you, and it's going to be harder to get there, right? So if so when it came to me working with my clients, doing the wardrobe edits, doing the consultations, I just started to think about, like, I'm not a stylist. I'm not concerned with how you look. I'm concerned with how you feel, and if that aligns with what you're trying to do. So that's why the word utilization means effective and practical use of something. I make practical and effective use of wardrobe. I just so happen to make it look real good. Like,
she's spitting.
So then when the creative direction part, of course, comes with just broadening the brand, seeing how I can help other brands in other ways. Shout out to Ryan Adams VP. Him and I did something at Home's Beauty Supply, where we were doing some real good stuff over there. And shout out to Mark Davis for sure. Anybody that is aware of my brand definitely remembers the Mark Davis era of our collaboration, and just developing that style of just doing shoot direction and creative direction. Is the difference, right? Shoot direction is focused just on making sure the shoot goes well. Creative direction is more on a broader scope. So that's Mark Davis, and our work kind of really honed in my creative directing skills. I was the editor-in-chief of Threads magazine, so I had to really oversee the whole thing of what everybody was doing. And Mark and I put our heads together on how does this best fit to where it's giving a proper, the proper, tone and language for the 518. So that's kind of like the evolution of my brand, was just like I kind of grew up stylish and didn't realize it until I learned the business, that it's actually something that we need to kind of be a little more practical and effective. Lastly, I'll say that recently I started to really jump into the fashion waste space. We just throw clothes away. We just donate them in those boxes, and they end up in Accra, Ghana. They end up in Chile, out in the desert, and they end up in I forget the last one, but they end up in mounds and piles that you can Google and see. And the manufacturing side, there's places like Rana Plaza where 1,183 people passed in one day because they coded the building for office space, but they used it for a manufacturing space and it collapsed. And the people had to use the same textiles they were sewing for JCPenney and all these other places to actually escape and use as ways to slides to get out of the building. So, and the place smelled so bad that they were walking around with air fresheners and incense just to try to like, so it's just like, that's where my passion started to come from. Like the styling part is just, it really is just something I grew up around and stuff. My grandmother has a famous picture. She made the whole outfit she had on in one day with 14 kids in the house. So it's that deep with, it's like a basically a modern day Sephorism that we have. We just like to, we like what we like, but we like to have it in good taste. So I'm like, how can I offer that to other people? Let me teach you all the business of fashion, but in a way that you're going to enjoy, because I like to make sure that everything I work on has a nice, finished, polished touch to it.
One takeaway I get from you, and I think it's a key for a lot of folks, you know exactly who you are and what you do, and you follow that path. A lot of people aren't. That's a privilege. You know what I mean? When you figure it out and you can go.
Facts.
Yeah, I like what you said about Gucci too, and comparing it to what you were saying about it, because I compare it to, you know, they say the success is the realization of a worthy idea. So if you you're matching that to where you're trying to distribute the level of what you're trying to express it as, you know, when you compare it to you living in a $500 mind state. The success of a realization is, you know, success is the realization of a worthy idea. I respect that.
It is. And I recently saw an interview with a gentleman, I forget his name, but he's trying to help people get to Accra, Ghana, Black people. He helps us move there if we so choose to or visit. And he was saying that a lot of people, back where he's from Philly, and they're like, yo, how you being in Africa all the time? This and that. He's like, how you wear Jordan all the time? You got what you got on your feet is like a ticket, like what you have on your body is like a ticket there, possibly a house, depending on the jewels, depending on the. So it's like that's priorities again. Priorities, like you know, you can be a king, but you can be a king within yourself, and then that's gonna have the abundance and the overflow to where it's nothing to have something that's really expensive, but because you're able to help positively impact yourself and others, it'll keep coming back to you. As opposed to having to scheme, strike, do all this stuff, lie to people, and it's like, well, why are you wearing all these things that's worthy of the kingdom? Like I look at that
because
it's more of a trophy instantaneous. Yeah, they like trophies.
Instant. It's instant. Also, it's you can get to it fast, show it off fast, and then you move on to the next thing.
That status symbol piece. That's the thing. We turn status symbols into these small, you know. These small unanimate objects instead of putting into each other. We've put more energy into objects than we do each other. That's how people can get clout too. Oh, so and so was in the front of a Ferrari. He don't even go to jail for trespassing.
So what's your thoughts on fashion? Like after one's priorities is right, right? Like if somebody's priorities is right to take care of their kids and they still dive into the world of fashion. Especially like high fashion specifically. Like what's your thoughts on specifically that? Like a person who priorities set and they still choose to dive into it.
Oh yeah, I think that's where you can have the most fun, honestly. So that's when you kind of get but again, touching on the manufacturing piece, not forgetting that, right? So that's where you can have the most fun being yourself because you have your life already, you have your self-actualization, right? So you can wear what you want. You can try different things. I know a millionaire that wears the same sneakers every summer. They got a hole in them. I said, you got? He said, yeah, I wear them every summer. We're going to a boat that he owns, right? He said, yeah, I wear them every summer. But because this man owns so much stuff out here and don't care about what. But now you got somebody that is, you know, in a different situation, right? So that's where he's making effective and practical use of his wardrobe. That's why, again, for me, that's why that became my niche. I was looking at what's the difference between the people that I look like and care about, and then the people that I've learned, you know, I know, and I've learned some of their culture, right? The difference really is the use of some of these inanimate objects. They don't put as much status symbol on something like that. It's about what you really can show for it.
No, I get that, but a lot of times they come from a place where they weren't made to feel as worthless as we feel at times. So we try to add value to ourselves in other ways. Like, look, you said we gotta wear it. For me, I had to fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the work that the world put into the woman. So I felt like the more women I could get, the more I must be worth something. So that's where I was. It's why realizing that I was really devaluing myself through the process.
It's why a nigga will have. It's why a nigga will go out and buy the Benz and then live at home with his mom because you can't see the crib. You can see this Benz though. I can pull up there. I don't never gotta go home in this Benz. I ain't never gotta go home in this Benz.
To chime in on what I think you're asking, there's a time and a place for everything, right? What she's talking about is recognition and understanding. What you're talking about is...
Well, I just asked the question. I don't want to say... I just asked the question.
But no, your stance is from, like you said, once you got everything taken care of, and once, like...
I was asking her thoughts on that specifically.
Copy.
For me, it's a matter of, I'm in a position of understanding I am now making a conscious choice because I want to. You understand? If you want to wear something, it's okay if you want to wear that thing, and your reason for that is your reasoning.
But to feel
what ends up happening
to feel the need to
there's we grew up where literally, we're in class with people that smell like piss. We're in class with people that get beat at home. We're in class with people that are on welfare, but you think they're rich because their fridge is full. You know what I mean? So our perception is so warped on reality of what things are. What she just did was make reality simple. You got a $500 belt on, but guess how much it costs to make? You know what I mean? So once you start getting that understanding, you look at things differently. Then it becomes your free will and choice to decide, well, I still want to wear this, even though I know because I like it and I can afford it, I can do that, so forth. But that's your choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I was generally interested in her take on it, the way I asked it, because I feel like not this is nothing really to do specifically with what she was saying, because everything she said was right. But just to add on, right, and add some depth to the conversation, I think fashion, I think in its truest form is expression of art, an aesthetic art expression, right? So, I don't like to make everything I talk about trauma laden, so I don't want not saying that it's not there, but I think it's just that much more deeper and that much more vast of a conversation, because if a guy strives every day, he becomes a cop. I'm going to use the most jarring thing here. He's a cop. After overtime, he's making $95,000 a year. He has his one kid. The kid is very well taken care of. He buys Louis, Gucci. He's adding to society. This is his artistic expression. He likes to put on these exotic threads. And, I don't necessarily think that there will be anything wrong with that.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Just real quick. So I think you're forgetting the fact that we are global citizens.
Yeah.
We are global citizens.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important about the manufacturing and the waste part, because that's where the people like us that live in America that have the luxury of working to be able to do that, if we don't take care of the global part of our citizenship, we just add to the waste. Again, look it up. Anybody that's watching, look it up. It's horrible to see the pictures.
The world is full of waste.
I'm not saying about the trauma part. I'm saying about the global citizenship part. That's all I'm speaking. That the positive impact that we can give to ourselves, right? Then it goes out, it radiates outwards. So if we can have a radiation so where the people that actually can think more globally, we can have easier and faster global solutions, in my opinion.
I agree.
We can't reduce things down just to ourselves, and it's hard for me to do that. Again, I had a shopping addiction. Like, it was so hard to push past just going.
Our missions align. Trust me, because I'm in the urban farming business, so it aligns with that whole thing.
Yes.
So I didn't want you to think that what I'm saying is
combative.
It's not. It's not at all. I just like to because I come from being very fashionable. and I never ever put aside my priorities to do it. Now, maybe some advancements, which now we can be in a philosophical debate about whether those advancements was worth, but I never ever compromised anything that I was doing to be fashionable. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes we don't know, and that's part of what I do. My work is the work that I do. Sometimes we truly don't know. They do such a good job hiding in their business deals and how all this stuff links together that it you know.
Yeah, so what she's saying, it ain't even about what you did. It's about what companies you support and how them companies treat the rest of the world.
And we hold them accountable. Like New York State just started some legislation that's going to hold manufacturers more accountable, as well as the people that are getting paid to make the pieces, right? It's not it's too much the consumer's job to actually straighten this out, is all I'm saying. It's the manufacturer's job, and the wiser we get to what they're doing, the more we can just put it on them and say, you fix it. We shouldn't have to keep fixing it.
Do you think supporting, like the supporting of independent brands is on the rise?
I do.
Me too.
I do.
I fully agree.
I think the creation of independent brands is on the rise.
Right, but the issue is, and this is why I work with designers, and the issue.
And it's funny though, because I have a question. Because I agree, right? The independent designers are on the rise, but But do we? No, because it's another question for you. Do we lose the independent brands when they constantly partner? Because they all once they do, but that's what I'm saying. Do we eventually lose them? Because then let's say they start out making affordable clothing, or just even a hoodie for $120, right? That's not too bad. Mm-hmm. But then they partner with X company, and now that they got hoodies for $450.
So I can answer that simply. Go ahead.
I don't have an answer. I'm saying what the problem is that we've been so pressed and taught to think money over everything, that everything we have is for sale. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. That's why we can't really grow nothing, and nothing can really turn into something special, because as soon as it even get close or have the projection to get close, they're going to put a price on it that seems astronomical, and we're going to sell. We're always going to sell. We're not going to hold on to anything. If we were holding on to shit, you know what we would have? But no, it's for sale, because money over everything. They tricked us so much into value in the dollar.
That answers my question. That answers my question.
Yeah,
You're definitely right. But there's also that one piece, though, of that. So a lot of people watch whatever, they watch the market, right? A lot of these independent brands are buying from a lot of the same vendors. Yeah. And if they partner, they're going to use the same vendor, just have a different. So it really is, in my opinion, until we start really sourcing our stuff straight from where we believe in.
But I'm just saying, when they do that, the price markup, even though because the quality ain't going to change, you're right. The quality don't change, but because, prime example, with New Balances, everybody has partnered with New Balances over the last 2 years because they've exploded. Right, but those same brands were affordable brands 3 and 4 years ago. Right. Now those same New Balances that was $120 are now $230, $300, just because it's Johnny X New Balance versus when it was
it depends on who put their name on the brand.
I was about to say, can we agree that's a clout though? That's more than a clout. That's pretty much that.
So that's what I'm saying. Do we lose the independent brands if everyone starts to do that? It was more so my question.
I don't think so.
That's
I don't think so.
You know, I was watching like,
which is fair. I don't know. I was
watching somebody explain like deep state, right? I don't know if I ain't gonna go too much on a tangent.
Exactly.
But
because with that, you got him sipping the empty cup.
No. I just want to tell you the premise. The premise is,
exactly. I'm like, don't sip the empty cup.
This is too much in there. It's too much incentivism. It's a systematic thing. It's not like one thing just happening. This is too much financial incentives for individuals, and that creates like a self-perpetuating system of things, selling things, because at the end of the day, like, that's the American way. Like, when you think of the American dream, it's to build something to sell it to a bigger entity.
So
not not diffusing what you're saying. I'm just saying like that. That's kind of what
So,
was.
do you say that to corporate or the dude that? You
Yeah, because who you took them, the person that made that dream don't look like us. So how could that be our dream? Like we chasing their dream that ain't even possible for us.
Right.
Like
That's
No, cook. That's the tangent right there. Your blood pressure went up for a second. Your blood pressure spiked. Speak. I saw it. Your blood pressure spiked. Go ahead, cook.
So
we selling the ownership.
I'm gonna bring it to a localized example, and I'm gonna alley you to you in a second. Now with this, individually, we want to be able to get the most that we can get out of what we do, right? I'll bring it back to the video we did for Tamika Mar. Get it, girl. Initially, I could have did that video myself, even though I didn't know half the things that Nells or something do. But what I realized is the point of this is to reach a broad scale of people. But you can't do that just focusing on you. So I reached out to them. And what was dope about Nells, he was also working with Hypeset. He was also working with Dizzy Dot. They created 518 Films. That's 3 different companies working together for a common cause to grow and be better. We definitely butted heads in communication, but we didn't stop working. And we got to common ground.
Oh, me and him butt heads every day.
Yeah, it was over 3-day video, right?
Yeah,
like that.
we create a product.
That's what makes it work, though.
We created a product, and he told me this, even years after the video came, that was one of his best products. And my reaction to that was because we all try to work together and make something happen bigger than ourselves. What ends up happening is when you bring up people buying into other companies and trying to be a part of, we are trying to reach their goals. We're trying to, and you brought that up too, we're trying to be on a level of a Louis Vuitton or who's a top photographer.
You got to not sell to be on that level.
The dude Nigel that was on we're trying to be on those levels, right? And what ends up happening is we start going underneath people and keep crawling up until we reach the plateau that we think we're at. But the plateau isn't there. It's wherever we decide we want to go. And when you realize I can do whatever the hell I want to do, you're not worried about what everybody else is doing. But you still have a willingness to say, hey, you do this well. I need your help. I do this well. You need my help. Let's work. That's when things start going. Like even just the fact that we're all sitting here.
Community.
More of that happens as opposed to, like you said, selling to a big corporation. If more of that happens, we'll be in a better place.
If everybody just see, I'll be saying that, but you explain it better. That's how people hold themselves back. So if they don't want to link with this person or they don't want to get with this person, they want to try to do it themselves. They struggle.
Ooh, yeah.
Regardless
to how much education and experience the person has, right? Because professionalism is being able to get similar results or accurate results to what was the goal was. And that's sometimes where we don't collaborate enough and we don't work with each other enough. If someone's already proficient in something and you're inspired to actually do it, are you inspired to be as passionate to take the time and then work and the sweat equity to get to that proficiency? There's a difference. Like anybody can dress themselves, but can you dress yourself and know that when you go outside, you can actually make some money just based off of how you dress, you pay attention, have the conversation.
I'm glad you said that because no, everybody can't dress themselves.
Right.
And it's funny that I know guys who are very fashionable and talk to me about fashion. I don't know about that shit. Like, yo, fam, you seen homeboy with the such and such? Fam, I don't know.
Last night at the basketball game, I'm like, yo,
and I just went with it. Right?
I'm like, yo, son got the. I'm like, when I played him again, I played the Air Maxes. I played the 95s though. He had on 97s, but it was like some 2024 90s. I'm like, oh, son playing the Air Max 97s. That's fire. It's a guy sitting next to me in original 97s.
Look, I don't know.
He going along with it. Toward he like.
He said that he said that in the layup line. He said that when they was in the layup line. Like somewhere around the fourth quarter, he say something else to me. I'm like, yo, bro,
I don't know
none of that you talking about. Like, so even earlier when you said he was playing in the Airspire 1190s, I didn't know what the fuck you was talking about. I don't know. That just sound like a bomb to me. You just said, what is it? What is that?
Fighter
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
That shit sound like the guns these kids got.
It worked because somebody sitting next to me had on original 97. So then I
He's
go,
like, those
go.
right there. I'm like,
With a basketball form.
Copy. Now I know. But yeah, I don't be knowing all that shit. So I said that to say, like, I know guys who are really into fashion. They know how to put shit together for themselves, but they see the world of styling as a homosexual thing. I'm like, yo, bro, do you know how many people got money and will give you their credit card and say, yo, go shopping for me because I like how you put shit together? Or, yo, I got a closet full of shit, but I don't know what to put what with what. I will pay you to come lay this shit out for me.
I used to have a personal shopper.
They get their stuff from somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody get their stuff from
I had
somewhere.
a personal
There's
shopper.
people that
When you live in certain
shit,
places, you
really
get a
got that
personal.
kind of
It comes
eye
with
for
the
fashion.
city.
And the people who
Like
don't.
when I lived in LA, you get a personal shopper. Like it comes with living in LA.
I
You
just
get a personal shopper.
I want to shout out the Pretty Biz, real name Jenna Victoria, because she came and volunteered to style one of my fashion shows, to style a few of my shoots. I had regular local individual models that look like professional models because of her help.
Yeah.
Not only that, she's like, hey, man, I'm going to be doing such and such in the city. Come down. Walk me through. I'm in circles that I'm like, oh, you really doing this. Okay. Shaking hands with people that are like, oh, I hear you doing good things in Albany and all this other stuff. And you take for granted because it's your neighbor or somebody that you grew up with or someone close, and you forget that there's opportunity everywhere. We mentioned some similar names when we're saying, yeah, this person had influence.
Y'all finishing the sentences with the people that you're talking about because you got that tapped in.
So there's always opportunity in it. Like even when he hit me up, I wasn't gonna tell him no. I just need to make sure I could be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who knows? I know this dude since, high school. You know what I mean? Shoot, I used to be the ISS teacher at Albany High. You was in there a couple times.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
So, all right. So I want people think that I lie when I say this. My homeroom was ISS.
Mm-hmm.
He was my homeroom teacher because when I got to school, I had to report to ISS.
And to give you a little, I'm 40.
In Myers, matter of fact.
I'm born in the 1900s, so I'm 1978.
That's how people think I be lying when I say that. Like I walked into school, sir, go that way.
Yes, I was born in the 1900s.
I'm
crazy.
19.
Yeah, fair.
That's
first of all.
I'm
born in 1970.
You were like,
Yeah, me and you, bro. It was me and you.
89.
Oh, nah, yeah.
Last year.
Nah, 94.
99 is the last year.
Nah, it stopped at 94. Them 95 babies is weird. Yo, so question. So because this is titled The Real Shooters, because I got y'all as, the photographers and videographers. Speak to, because I heard the word opportunity thrown around a bunch of times, right? So most times people only recognize an opportunity when there's a check attached to it. I'm not doing it if there's no money attached to it. Can y'all speak to the many times I know y'all all have to do stuff, like you said, for the opportunity? Like there's no money attached. I'm doing this for the look. I need to get my name out there. I'm doing this for the look. Can we speak how important that
You went right to that.
like how important is that to do it for the look though? Like I mean, because trust me, like I said, my very first catering event, I catered for my friends.
As a videographer, a veteran videographer, it depends on what you bring to the table as well, or what you've done to get to where you are. And
What are you charging for?
No, somebody's just starting out. Somebody's just starting out.
What you're doing, say somebody wants an interview or something like that.
Mm.
Now, you don't live in the area that they want the interview in. Now there's other factors that come into this quote unquote free opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to discuss this.
It comes a cost.
Yeah, there is a cost. But then what am I bringing to the table as a videographer? Of such a veteran videographer, and what do you want me to do? But majority of the times there's no just the opportunity.
Yo, I've been on
in this day and age.
No, I've been on.
Well, not necessarily today, but I'm just saying, like when you first started, when you first started, because like I said,
I would say, yo, I want to try something. I'll give somebody an opportunity while I buy a new camera, figure all the stuff out, give somebody else an opportunity, as well as them giving me an opportunity for something. Yes, I can say I worked with. So, Graph, for example.
Okay.
Come on down to Miami with me. It was like, all right, I know I'm gonna have to come out of pocket. Revolt weekend. Okay, we meet Nori, we meet Puff, we meet who else? Just a bunch of different celebrities for that type of event.
Yeah,
that's opportunity.
Great.
In a nutshell.
No check and test.
In retrospect, was it worth it? Was it worth going?
Yeah. It sends chills to my body now for the whole 5-day experience of Revolt.
Oh, you was out there for 5 days?
We was out there about 4 or 5 days,
Really?
Vlog and Graph. Yeah, that's it. And everything else that was going on.
How much money you spent?
You know what? Something nice though.
That's when the chills everybody came.
We wasn't playing around because we got a residence in, a couple of them. And we went to the grocery store about 2 days in.
See that?
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
That's how
we cooked up at some of the family's house that he has out there and everything. So we made it efficient, effective, and
made it work.
And conscious.
It was hustling. Yeah, I love shit like that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
No, that's dope.
For me, what I would say, I was recently talking to somebody that was calling. So I'm the king of things work out for me. When I first started doing photos and photography stuff, I was covering parties, so automatically, if we made money off the party, I made my money. You know what I mean? Now I'm giving a glimpse of what just happened. People tuning in, makes more money for the next one. When I booked the shoots for the promo models, when I started doing my own promotional events and stuff like that, the photographer ended up having me do shoots, and then those models were like, how much you want to charge for me to shoot you? Then when I translated into actual private events, Sweet 16s and so forth, I didn't really know technically what I was doing. I knew how to take a decent picture, but the technical aspect I didn't know, but I was getting paid like I was. And I've always had the mindset of my price is my price. I don't care what somebody else is doing or whatever. If you're reaching out to me and you want me to do something, this is what I'm asking for to do. Now, as I've gotten older, my temperament is a lot better, especially when it comes to people that look like me. If I know you can't afford other photographers that, are skilled and you're just trying to capture some memories, you know what, I'll do it for the lesser price. You know what I mean? I'll do it because I know.
Talking
I've been there.
You talking. You negotiate something. Yeah,
especially if you. What gets on my nerves a lot of times, especially in this area, is people will call you and ask for a price, and then you give them a price. If it's not the price they like, they just hang up the phone. Yeah. They don't make counter-offers. They don't negotiate. It's like, listen, understand this. Can you do this?
That's a skill set.
That's
a skill set. Like being from New York, like being from Queens.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you go on Jamaica Avenue to buy some sneakers. You better know how to negotiate, because you gonna go in this store and be like, yo, how much for these? Oh, now you bugging. I just seen them 2 stores over for the low, but you got your money in your hand already. They not letting you walk out that door. Mm-hmm. Nah, wait, hold on. I'll give you those in some places.
Yeah, word and the hat. So you pop out, you need a hat.
This employee they discount for me to get something nice. You just gotta know how to talk. Negotiate.
I negotiate.
How it will be
everything.
I be telling them the gas is wrong. I'm like, nah, I see $3.29 outside.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so for me, I ain't really say nothing yet.
I was waiting for you.
I was letting them. I mean, let them get their shit off. For me, when I was in college, I want to say in my junior year of college, I started doing runway modeling. And me and a group of guys, we kind of put a little crew together, and we kind of went on tour with our runway modeling shit. Like, we've done every CUNY school. Like we started being requested, like, hey, you and the fellas, y'all can come to, you know what I mean? Megan Evans and do the show. We got a show coming up. Like, we started being requested doing shows.
I just learned this.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was beast for multiple reasons.
Wow. Yo,
Dwight.
He was on tour as a model.
No, Dwight.
So I was doing the runway modeling, and I really enjoyed the atmosphere, but I kind of got tired of being on stage. I went to, me and a crew, it was men and women, a bunch of us, we went to New Jersey. We went to New Jersey to model in the Anthony Eastwick show. And
Anthony,
more, stop playing with me.
He did a show for me for free.
See?
I thought you was a runway model too.
No, he did a fashion show for me for free.
We went out to Jersey to do a show for Anthony Eastwick. And let's be clear, I'm modeling. Let me tell you how I got to the fashion show, because me and my circle at school, and a couple of we went to the fashion show for the school, and we like, yo, this shit kind of dirt. Like, we could have did better than this. Like, matter of fact, yo, next year we all doing it. So we all did it, and we all did it the next year. But the next year after that, we was in charge of the shit. Like, so that's how I kind of started. But like I said, I started getting tired of shit. We went to the Anthony Eastwood shit, and even though I'm doing fashion shows, I'm still a hood nigga. Like, I'm from the back of the hood where they put the tag at. So certain shit I'm not doing. So when they was like, yo, all right, fellas, yo, there's a bunch of jackets over there, go get you one. And them niggas went running. I'm like, yeah, we're done. And I had a little bullshit. All right, watch this. And watch this transition. I had, at the time, really to take pictures of, because like I said, I'm with a team. So I wanted to make sure I get pictures of everybody that's on my team with me from New York, here in Jersey. So I got the little bullshit Kodak digital camera, right? Because I know how to talk to people, and kind of maybe because I'm a model too, I'm not scared to talk to the models, whereas the photographer's probably a little more standoffish because they don't want to seem unprofessional. I'm in the line that they forming to go on the runway, and I'm telling them, no, when you come back before you go change, meet me right over here. I want to get a picture. So I'm lining them up for pictures now with my little Kodak shit. All the niggas with the fly cameras over my shirt. Wait, don't move yet. I'm like, yo, I'm about to give me a camera because these niggas don't know what the fuck to do with them shits. So that's how I transitioned into photography. I'm like, yo, I can stay in this world, but I don't got to be a monkey on the stage. And I never really liked pictures ever since being a little kid on the block playing football. And unbeknownst to me, my family done hired a photographer, and he done set up a backdrop in the living room, and we on the block playing football, and we in it, and I got to come in that house and take pictures. I just reposted that picture. I got the afro. I look mad as hell. Because I was just playing football. I was about to score. Y'all talking about come in the house and put this button up on to take pictures. I never wanted to be in a picture again. And I figured out the easiest way to get out the picture is to take the picture.
Yeah.
So,
I even like being in fact.
Be behind the fact.
Go ahead. On the opportunity part, I just wanted to say because I have a mix, right? Collab work, paid work. I think honestly, I take opportunity as anything I can do to secure advancement for myself or my business. Period. So if the money,
that's how
I'm able to take care of and feed my son and make sure.
Then I might be able to bump elbows with the right person. Even if I take this opportunity, should I bump elbows with the right person? It's gonna pay for itself 10 times over.
That conversation for me is based around expectation. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, only thing as I expect to gain is experience, unless there's a specific money transaction involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna ever go into nothing and like just be hoping to be paid on the whim. I mean, sometimes that could work against you on the other side. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you do deem this situation to be like, well, I need to be paid because of the value I offer or whatever, sometimes you could be like, hey, well, I need to do this. And they'd be like, you know, they ain't got it, so they feel a certain way or whatever. So I'm just kind of like a person, like it's either a business transaction or I'm just looking to gain life experience or even, because I'll be happy to just rub elbows with people if that was the opportunity. I'll be happy.
For me, I ain't doing it long, but for me, I always tell people when I've just started, my slogan was opportunity worth more than money. So I'd rather get the experience than you pay me. I didn't know what I was doing. When I told you that put me in places that a lot of people ain't even been yet, and they've been doing it for years, it had worked till a man just actually priced myself yesterday for Fashion Week.
Yeah, but some people pass
So
that
now,
stage. You know what I mean?
once they
Some
give me
people
that price, I can't go below. I can't take
That's-
below that for Fashion Week no more.
So I get-
But you already put a
Action
price
takes
on
over
it.
though, right? Because we spoke about Mark Davis earlier. That man does a lot of stuff that's just, you know, and it's the passion that makes him do it.
I don't know about
There's a lot of people that don't pay him for those shoots and
Yeah, yo, I ain't gonna lie. He smoked Christmas.
For years.
He did everybody shoot for Christmas. I was like, God, he ain't even allowed nigga to get booked outside.
It's the passion that makes him do it.
Smoke.
He could charge everyone. Like he has the proficiency and the professional to charge anybody that comes on his phone.
He went crazy.
I'll tap into what you said. So one of my earlier experience of getting outside the 518. Shout out Simone Brooks. She was living in the city. I'm working for something. She offered me like $100 to come down and bring a couple girls and take some pictures of the Underground Music Awards that was at BBK's. I wasn't excited about doing it, but the relationship I had with Simone, I was like, all right, I'll come down and do it for you. And then I'll go see my honor somebody, once it's done. That was my thing. I'm like, basically a free bus ticket, right? I go down there. I get there. They're honoring Run DMC. I'm backstage. This is right after Flavor of Love, the first season. Delicious is back there. Kid Capri's back there, backstage. All these different people that I grew up looking up to, wildest thing. Yo, you main event, right? So you know me. Sneakies. We see your pictures everywhere.
That's a fact.
What now? Let me tap it on Sneakies. What a lot of people in the South don't realize about Sneakies, all those artists that came here, majority of them had the best experience of a performance in their life.
To this day,
they leave, they go talk to their peers, and they tell them you need to go to Sneakies. I've been to a lot of clubs. I was just at Liver on Sunday in the beginning of the month. It's a nice place. It ain't Sneakies.
Yo, I missed that era. I never
It
been.
ain't
I wasn't here for
Sneakies.
none of that.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm from 518 and I've done business in Sneakies.
We have Ryan Leslie. We grew up Ryan Leslie, Nicki Minaj.
Every week there was an artist in the building outside of certain major cities like Atlanta or New York City. That was unheard of. We are a D-level market, the 518. Albany is a D-level market, population-wise. But our energy is A market. And Sneakies, we talk shit about it a lot, but it was an iconic club. And it actually created opportunities, not just for this area, but even outside that area. You know what I mean? If I'm lying, I'm probably lying, but I believe this is one of the first places Stack Bundles performed outside of his home area.
It closed down.
You know what I mean?
A year and a half after I moved. I moved up here in 2000.
You were here when Dom owned it. That was a different Sneakies. Yeah. That was a different Sneakies. When Nick owned it.
Yeah, facts.
So, I mean,
Dom wasn't hard.
Pick up that empty glass no more. Slide that glass. Don't pick up that empty glass no more. But my question is, hold on.
So for me, when I started photography, like I said, I started when I finally got a camera. The first thing I did.
Now I was saying, what you was drinking?
The crown apple at the top of the thing in the back. The first thing I did was I already knew I wanted to do eye candy photography. I text message every female I had ever seen naked in my whole life. Like if we ever had any kind of relations, clearly you already comfortable with me seeing you naked. And I don't even need you naked, but I need that level of comfortability off rip. So every one of them. Like you said, I was on MySpace hitting every. All right. And enough of them came through for me to get a little practice and ultimately get a portfolio started.
Main thing is
But
they
I
just gotta
knew,
let you know that you're not
I
there, though.
knew who
Yeah,
I was.
that's it.
I knew who I was trying to service. Right.
Right.
I never lost sight of who I was trying to service, and I knew I was trying to service a community that don't got it. So because of that, I always stayed in tune with everybody else's prices and went lower. Because my first time ever touching the camera was in private school in Massachusetts, and I had a little camera, and it was black and white film, and you had to go into the dark room and put it in the canister, and then put it through the machine, and then pull it out, and take it through all the different pots, and run it through, and put the light on it, on the paper, and then take the paper and put it through all the different liquids. And then, So now you telling me it's just snap and go?
Oh, you niggas.
I don't gotta charge that much for that. I don't gotta break your pot. How much? Oh, come on.
I thought that was just some movie shit. I didn't know niggas really doing that in real life.
So I'm doing photo shoot for
I
women
thought
for
that
the
was
low,
movie
helping
shit.
them start their
You
portfolio.
niggas old.
I was doing it for the low.
I got a story to
I thought
tie
that was
with
just some
you,
shit they
son.
knew
Yeah, I
to
knew
make it
who I
look
was
good.
servicing.
So when I really started getting into photography, I was actually married, right? So that's one of the reasons I initially started with.
I thought you were about to say that's why I'm divorced.
No.
You said that's one of the reasons.
That ain't why.
That's one of the
So-
reasons I was that bitch down.
It's youth pastors, and then it go photographers. Ain't shit niggas.
Hold on.
They
So
go youth pastors, and
let's bring it back.
photographers,
So
ain't shit niggas.
the reason I initially hired other photographers for the promo model, because I didn't want that smoke. But I had an eye for it. And then there were people hitting me up because of my eye and wanted to shoot with me. And because what you said, they were comfortable. They knew I wasn't going to be about no shit. Because at the time, I was happily married.
Yeah, you couldn't even
I
come
would
out certain days.
bring the wife to come along to help the shoot. You know what I mean? And I'll get to the story in a second. But one thing I recognize, there are a lot of dudes, and they call them GWCs. The GWC stands for God with a Camera. And their whole purpose of having the cameras to get a shoot with a chick that's naked and get them naked. I never worried about the nakedness. I worried about how to make this person look the best in the best light and so forth.
And the easiest way to do that is I never pick the outfits.
Right. And to give the illusion that they're going to that level.
Yep. I'm telling you,
Women,
I'm charging you for
That's
3
why-
looks.
That's what I always told myself.
I'm
I'm
charging you
not
3
an
looks.
ass
I
and
charge you
titty
this price for 3
photographer.
looks.
let me get
Whatever
to
3
it.
looks you come with in your bag.
Let me get to it.
And if after your first 2 looks, your bag empty.
I have a note on that one.
What I know is
Who was doing your posts when you was like who was editing for you? You was doing
Me. I was doing everything.
That's the shit
I was doing everything.
That's why I
Who
couldn't be a
was
photographer.
oh no, I was paying a guy to me.
so
Took some money out this pocket, put it in this pocket.
what ends up happening is I noticed because they were comfortable, they wanted to be in less clothes. They wanted to do less things. So now you're making my job harder because I gotta make sure you look just as good naked as you do with clothes on.
That's how you learn what's fake. Like
Right.
you know how many women I
Right.
have seen naked?
I was good with
You,
clothes.
now, do you know how many women I have seen that are top to bottom the same shade of brown? Fuck out of here. You shitting me?
That's
Shitting me?
rare. So fast forward.
Everybody need to get the same sun in the same.
That's facts.
Some shit you shave, some shit you don't shave.
We got
There's no.
it's
not possible.
It'd be
I got a
lot. Yeah, I'd be
hilarious story, right? So fast forward.
You got to learn different words because when you got the rolls on the side, you can't say your rolls.
Right.
You got to say look, elongate.
Right.
You got to talk about so big.
Yo, I'm instilling that.
Yo.
I'm definitely telling that chick you on me. There's no reason to. You won't get.
See, but like she said, that go back to like, as a photographer, I shouldn't have had to do that.
Right.
That's a whole another
That's
person's
your
job.
job,
So like
yeah.
you said, who
Right.
did it? That's why I said like you got to give these guys the credit they deserve because there was a time when they didn't have the money to hire all these people. Like, nigga, who was the hairstylist? Ask me that. Me, I had to go over there like, hold on, this straight. Let me get these. Honey, where your brush, baby? Okay, we go hit these right here. Get that right. Okay, we good now. Yo, you know what? Yo, it's a pet peeve for me outside for real, in real life. If I see a woman and her tag showing, oh shit, I start itching. But I'll touch a stranger like Yo, no disrespect, sweetheart, but we're gonna tuck this on in. Because you know how many fucking tags I had to edit out after? Because I wasn't like.
So that's the editing job get harder. You gotta do a little tweaks.
That's where I was gonna That's where I was gonna speak on, like, part of the reason why I when I was on my journey with the styling, why I ended up doing shoot direction, creative direction. I saw the need working with photographers. Like, I would pick out the clothes, set it up, get the model ready. My job's done. So now I'm standing there with the photographer. The photographer's like, she's stiff. Oh my God. And my stomach's dropping because I'm like, wait, because this is a collab. We're trying to get the best results.
Yeah.
Now I got to start to work with the model because I want the photographer to calm down, right? Getting a little frustrated. So now I started jumping in and I started to notice that when I did that I was like, yeah, I think that there was a nice,
definitely needed on I think every shoot.
Creative
When I do
direction.
shoots by myself, some of the models be weird. I'll be like, yo, like, why you like, do you model a lot? Or you like, you comfortable? Yeah,
Oh, you know everything.
You know,
Everything, music videos,
Model for a year and a half.
He don't know how to handle people.
Yeah, and you get that buffer. I was about to say, you get that buffer between what your vision and what your creative.
But it also gives me time to do my job.
Yes.
And then somebody else has to do that.
Focus on what you're good at.
And that's the other part. That's the other part. Like especially when it comes to like music videos. A lot of these artists come with no vision of what they want. They don't got no location. So now you got to be a location scout. Now you got to be like, huh? Like, how many jobs you want me to do? Now you got to do production. Now you got to come up with a treatment. You got
wardrobe.
What the fuck? You got
That's your man to talk to.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
when I first started, I actually was how they did it. I was like, yo,
mileage.
so he do it all that. He do it all that.
We gotta shoot.
Time of day, knowing where the sun's gonna be at.
What the weather,
Yeah.
everything,
All of that shit.
everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
now
all
you
that-
got to be a
all
meteorologist
that matters.
to make sure.
Listen, you know how many running gun things I did and got fucked by all these situations?
Yeah, that's
That's
what
what I
I'm
was about to say.
You
So
know
that's
what?
where
I've only had 2
organization-
rainouts in the past 13 years. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go
2
ahead.
rainouts in the past 13
saying.
years from playing.
Look, that's a good.
That's what I was about to say. The
Good
organization
decision.
is something that I noticed in my travels and in my experience that people kind of, maybe just a neat thing, but they kind of undervalue the organization because I like to do call sheets. Like, I like to have all that stuff on paper. Let's email it to everyone. Let's make sure everybody's on the same page. Let's get all those questions out because when you don't, that's when it's like all that extra stress and it's unneeded. And then it takes away from the creativity because people are logistically planning while we're supposed to be creating. It's supposed to be 2 separate entities. That's why there's back of the house and front of the house.
Say that.
So even on sets, like people sometimes, because I might be dressed up, that they're like, oh, the model's over here. I'm not a model, babe. I got the sheets. I hold the sheets and I help the people.
No, like,
I mean, something
And
else may
but
come up,
see, like that. My bad. I mean,
Go ahead.
that like people need to understand that orchestration or orchestrating is a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't respect that. Like I make it synonymous to like the whole middleman thing. Like the goal is not to get rid of middlemen. The goal is to make better middlemen. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I try to tell people that all the time because you go into any corporation, you got a CIO, a CEO, a COO, and if we get our people and see, I don't want to tangent this out, right? I really don't, but I have to. Just bringing it back. Bringing it back to what you said. It's like
I've been sitting on this question for 43 minutes.
No. To bring
ahead.
it back to what he said, it's like I don't mean to corporatize things. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it's the landscape.
No. You absolutely need a structure. You need a hierarchy. You need to know, like, when all chips is down, who are we listening to? Who guidance are we going to? Where we go?
I was being quiet during another. Like working together is great. I believe in that. But I'm more of a militant type of guy. I believe in someone being strong enough to. You're going to have Sigmas, right? You're going to have the Sigma males, the people that are there for their independence and brains. But people need to be led, and Black people need to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes we're doing it fucking.
No, it's not even. Let me tell you. I grew up in Flatbush, Brooklyn. I've been around a lot of different melanated types. Okay, FBAs, foundational Black Americans, people that derived from slaves. They need to understand. That militancy, that specific core group of melanated beings, right? FBAs, we have a huge problem with that, bro. Huge problem with that. And then you got to understand, like one of the big problems with that is, the FBAs that get money, what they do, they go, they leave, right? You got to understand, if you chipping away at anything, it has to fight or flight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything that's
has to fight or
successful
flight.
amongst us leaves.
It has to fight or flight. So that's what I want to say.
I think that's part of what we were. Somebody said earlier about like, where's the glass ceiling that we keep track for, right? Like you start I've seen it so many times, especially during the pandemic. Like start something, but it's kind of derived off of something that's already established, like say like Kellogg's, but then you switch up the character a little bit, right? It's like why don't we get more into just originating our actual thoughts based off our lifestyle, based off the sceneries and things that we actually see, so that it becomes more of a culture. Similar to the other cultures that we can easily identify, right? I was just telling a friend on the phone, like I've seen little Italies everywhere. I've seen Chinatowns. I've seen little this and that. I've never seen a little Africa.
Yeah, but we're not necessarily.
I'm not saying
we're not necessarily African.
Right? No, I respect that. What I'm just saying is that the culture piece.
Yeah,
right?
but
so like,
but you know what there is in every hood. There's a Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in every hood, though. So we don't got a little Italy, but I've lived in LA, I've lived in DC, I've lived in Jersey, I've lived in Delaware. Everywhere I've lived, there's a Martin Luther King Drive, and it's in the hood.
It would be little what
for us.
It's Bed-Stuy.
I gotta.
That's a little nigga Bed-Stuy.
I got.
Not to start now. No, sorry.
But they got little Italy. They got little Italy in Chinatown. We get Martin Luther King Drive.
Bed-Stuy in the 90s. He's like.
Look, his name has been mentioned a couple of times throughout the day by different people. Shout out to my guy, James Maven, a.k.a. Hype Set. See him in the comments.
I got a different perspective on that. It is.
Sorry, never mind. That might be my
fault. So the name is James.
You have all these
Jr. What the fuck is y'all talking about? If his name is James A. Maven Jr., what's his father's name? Well,
Lewis.
All right, so now to touch on that.
That wasn't to you. That was
when you have all these little Italy, little Chinatown, and so forth. What I have grown to take the perspective on is the reason why we don't have nothing or a town or a little is because everything derives from us. We actually
that is ours.
That is ours.
So when I had my hand up, that was gonna be my response.
Yeah, when you look at every cultural aspect of life in general on this earth, it comes back to us in some shape or form. It comes back so much that even the white people that steal it got to come back years later in their memory. Chuck Berry taught me how to play guitar.
Look, the Elvis movie. The first half, they had no other choice but to show him running in the black churches. They didn't want to show that part, but they showed that little white boy running up in the black churches and said, I can do that. And that's that. Because I'm agree with you, but then what happens when, like, we should have our own creativity and our own original thoughts. But every time we do, they gonna come steal it. The same thing with the same thing with no. Let's say we don't. No, please. Let's say we don't. A few years ago, right? No. Remember a few years ago with the lady with the ice cream at Walmart,
you know what I mean?
with the cheesecake velvet ice cream at Walmart. Walmart when she pulled it from there, they just created their own shit, which was the same thing, and people still went and bought that one, and nobody can find her.
Respect, but that goes back to the part of organizing and the business of things, right? Because like we just talked about it, right? So we don't need to really elaborate, but that's where I feel like if things are structurally sound a little more, some of these things, the intellectual properties and intellectual proprietary information would already be owned. Therefore, there will be easier legal action, and the money would already be there to step on it.
So I got two quick stories for you. Yeah, I saw the McDonald's movie with Michael Keaton.
The founder.
Watch it.
Okay.
There's
the founder.
Michael Keaton was the person that came in and took their idea and made it global, right? The character of Michael Keaton. He told them to his face, even if you don't partner with me, I'm going to take your product, sell it, and I'm going to be rich and you're going to be still stuck here in this little space. What do you want to do? That's one. Second story. Shout out Kevin Johnson. Through him, I had the ability to meet Bill Duke and Shan Berry. They did a documentary called Dark Girls. I sat down with Kev, Chan, some of Chan's people, Bill Duke, and some of his people in the Omni Hotel in downtown Atlanta. And he told me a story. If you don't know who Bill Duke, think Medicine Cider, you done fucked up now. That's Bill Duke. He told a story of a writer that went to a Hollywood studio and was like, yes, I got a great story. He's trying to sell it. They wanted it. He wanted $15 million. They only offered him $3 million, right? He was like, we'll give you $3 million. He was like, nah, I need 15. The Hollywood studio said, you're going to regret this. We're going to make this movie anyway. And you're going to get exactly what we offered you. Fast forward 5 years later, the movie did well, made close to $100 million. Dude is now suing him. He sued them for his $15 million that he wanted. He only got the $3 million that they offered him.
And they told him he was going to get.
Wait, after legal fees, he's down to 1.2.
He could have had 3. Well, with taxes taken out.
Sometimes it's not about an organization. There are just people in position of power that control shit. We can shift it, we can change it, we can do our own thing. But even in that, you know what I mean?
See, I told y'all, once y'all start talking about things that y'all love, they're going to
if
start
you go on YouTube, there are different Jewish individuals, not even trying to be racist, but explaining the aspect of their success that's always attached to, the whole Jew money thing. Yeah. He said, because we don't go outside of us.
Yeah, I love
we give money to, if you know your Jewish brother in your synagogue does carpentry, I'm only hiring you. I don't care how good you do the work. I'm only hiring you. If you do, plumbing or whatever, like,
when I learned that you can make a phone call and have a doctor come to your house within the community, and that was like my
exactly.
Yeah.
So my
it's
question,
hard for us to do that because we are traumatized. We don't have trust of each other.
It's similar to what Coop said, is that headbutting and that ego.
It's really like, I'm gonna throw something. It's really love.
Mm-hmm.
It starts from that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a cultured individual. Because I ain't gonna give no negative energy. I'm a cultured individual. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to preach. And when I'm preaching, it's about love. We just don't. I'm really. I grew up in Flatbush. I love Caribbean people. You know what I'm saying? Caribbean culture, low key saved my life. If I had to, a few things saved my life, but me being low key rooted in that was definitely a guiding factor. But I'm an FBA, so I'm speaking about that specific class of people. Man, is no love. You know what I'm saying? Like like so much was stripped. Yeah. So much was stripped, bro.
We don't even know what to connect to.
So with that being said,
DNA,
not to speak too long. So with that being said, right, that means like what leader? A leader of what? Something has to be created, something has to be established, something has to be a foundation. And what is that? It's the fact that a bunch of Central West Africans were pulled to this fucking land, indoctrinated with capitalism, and then they, somehow broke through, created a culture that is now the top culture of the world. Other melanated beings follow it, different color people follow it. Everybody, we have the biggest cultural influence in the world, and nobody sees that as how I see it. I want to say, nobody sees it as that. Everybody sees it in their trauma-laden processor, and they just like, hold on, time out. We are like talking about Mansa Musa and all that, right? That shit is cool.
Culture,
but we control something right now, which is culture, and you can monetize that the right way, not the way we doing it, not the way we have done it. There are ways to, take power back within this shit. And I don't like to bring this dude up, but if Dr. Umar, he speaks on what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Garveyist at all. You know what I'm saying? He speaks about that, and it's like, that's the way. That's the way. The same way the Chinese liberated themselves, the same way the Irish liberated themselves, the same way the fucking Jamaicans. If I'm talking to a fellow FBA, the same way Nigerians. Nigerian households are on par with Chinese households. Of course, that's a right-wing talking point, but it's still a fact, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit is, you know, like other. Listen, man, nobody hate niggas more than niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? That. I ain't gonna preach too much, man. But that's it. We need to be focusing on how to get these babies right, because the babies is leaving us too. Everybody that's trauma-laden,
babies. What do you mean? The babies is for sale.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you about that before. One of the number one commodities in this country, we put them up for sale. The second you hear your baby hit a high note, you record them. Why? You hope that somebody gonna send a check for that. Like you just put your kid up for sale. You just put them on the market. Like kids for sale.
That's in the physical sense, but in the metaphysical sense, they for sale too. Other people mind. They mind is for sale to the world, and whatever they choose to, you know, focus on. Whatever you put in front of a camera and they choose to watch it, that's what's going to teach them, because the people raising them is trying to recover from the parents' trauma and all this other shit when nobody's thinking of nothing.
Demoralization.
This is what you be feeling like when I be going.
It already happened. It only take about
2
decades to install demoralization in the nation, and once you lose that,
you know what I'm saying? So
I did 3 times. I was here.
You know what I'm saying? So
what up, Coop?
Go ahead. Nah, because that's my man, and he could cook with that for 3 hours. You can let Q cook there. You can let Q cook in that bag for 3 hours. But I got to revert the conversation back to photography. Shooters. Because I got shooters in the room, so let me go back to photography. There are mad different lanes. Again, this is for people that may be looking to get into the field. Everybody in this room are vets. Like, there's no, even outside of Q, everybody's been doing this 3+ years, 20 years, and beyond. So to help people that want to get into the field in creative directing as well, my question was going to be, name or describe the different types of photographers and videographers that you are. So weddings or products or commercials or you know, portraits or whatever the case may be. You know, speak about the different avenues.
Follow me. Don't do
whatever the different avenues. So when you was talking about when you started talking about it before we got sidetracked, it was the perfect leeway there. That's what made me think about it, was because you said my first thought was, boom, I'm gonna do this type of shooting. So it's
because I knew what type of rapport and ability I had with women to make them feel comfortable. I'm not no thirsty nigga. Exactly. I've never had no problem getting a chick over here, so I don't gotta use my camera to get you over here. Exactly. Like none of that.
So with there being so many different lanes,
I want you to promo. And I know
I want you to have a
sexing you is going to make you not want to promo. Exactly. If I sex you, there's no way you're going to want to go tell your homegirl. Right? Fact. So I also understood that. The reason I said don't follow me and don't do eye candy, because once you do eye candy, they put you in a box, and it's almost like you're taboo. And now it's harder to get other shit. Feel what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants the eye candy photographer doing their wedding. I'm definitely not shooting no kids. No,
is it though? Because John Singleton was dating Heather Hunter, and at the same time, you're not supposed to be in the porn field if you're a music video type of guy. 10 years ago, you weren't supposed to be.
Or shooting movies.
That wasn't a thing. But then I heard John Singleton dating Heather Hunter.
Yeah, who you dating in your work? That's LA. That's 2 different things.
That's also LA.
I mean, I'm thinking.
Yeah, the work you putting out
in the 518.
Having sex with 2 different things. But like, so yes, you absolutely kind of get like put into a box,
because there's niches for everything. Like every business and everything has a niche. So even if you do a little bit of everything, you find, you know, how did you find whatever, you know, what your passion was versus
videos.
You know,
music video is about my 80%. I've shot weddings, I've shot baby showers, bar mitzvahs.
But what drew you to music videos over everything else?
I'm gonna give you
music,
this, right?
the love of music. The love of music in and of itself, and what it does for people, and how it, how creative anybody can be now in this day and age, and growing up to now in this day and age. That it's just the love that you have for it. So find your passion. Find what you have a passion for.
I'll give you this, Coop. So in high school, my mind shifted. If you remember growing up, especially being a black young man, around here, you went to Arbor Hill, Livingston, Some of us want to hack it. Then you go to Albany High. What you were preached was go to college. Figure out the one thing you want to do and go to college for. Nobody gave you an actual guideline to it other than that. What I realized in high school was if I focus on that one thing and that one thing is no longer viable, what do I do next? We used to get told, being a jack of all trades wasn't as great as being a master of one.
Yeah, but they also told you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right,
Like it was mad.
They also told you drinking milk to make your bones
There's
strong.
an end to the saying, though.
So what ends up
There's an end to the saying.
what ended up happening for me was just anything that I felt I had the ability to do, I was going to do and pay attention to. So even once I got a camera and started realizing, okay, people want me to shoot. People are bringing me to hire me for Sweet 16. Oh, maybe I could do a wedding. Oh, I'm definitely doing a wedding because the white boys over there that are not even as talented are getting $5,000 to shoot for 5 hours. Yeah, I'm going to go learn how to shoot a wedding. You know what I mean? I'm not as talented as either one of these dudes at videos, but you know what? I'll shoot a video if you want me to, and you're going to pay me for it? Yeah. We get in the habit of limiting ourselves because we think we have to be at certain levels. Being at a level is appropriate in different settings, but it should not be a hindrance in you trying or attempting to do something.
And whatever level you at, there's somebody who pockets is at that level, and they need somebody at that level. They don't need somebody at that level per se at that time in the video. No, I don't need that.
The market is a market. Hey,
I see Nells video with Grind.
I had to learn that with the weed, bro.
I want Snuffo DVD, the whole DVD. No, I can't afford him. I'm gonna get the photographer that just now transitioned into doing videography, and maybe that's, you know what I mean. So whatever level you at, there's somebody who pockets is at that level, right?
There damn near 8 billion people on this planet.
But hold on, know what level you on. Don't be out here on level 2 and you trying to charge level 8 prices because you see him charging level 8 prices. He worked to level 8 prices. Respect his journey to get to level 8 prices.
Charging because you charging and you don't know what you're doing. So you go out and you charge.
But I have to say,
You could charge.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest and say that
can't, because that gives you accountability.
It's still a service.
When you're charging, it gives you accountability on your job. If you're just doing stuff for free, that's your excuse. Well, I didn't charge you.
Anything days I'm bored, I shoot for free today.
Have accountability on what you actually hold on as a service.
That ass. I mean,
but I'll say when it comes to that, though, charge. The professional is for me. A lot of times in what I do, professionalism is what actually is how I end up when people sit down, like, because I look younger than what I really am and a bunch of stuff, right? So I already know that. But when I sit down with people and I start showing them what I do, and I start showing them the companies that because I'm behind the scenes, right? So I have to sell myself up a little more. But that's where I feel like that's when the conversation of, so what is your budget, right? That's when we really start making progress on that conversation. Like, here's my bachelor's degree. Here's this, and that. Okay, she can get those results. I feel safer with her working on my vision with me, as opposed to, well, she says she can do it, but she didn't show me anything. And when I talk to her about it, she doesn't know the professional jargon. That's, again, the professionalism is what usually sells it. Even like, remember you mentioned something, I didn't know how to do it, but I did it. You probably had that professionalism to let them know that it's going to get done.
Like, even if I don't know, it's going to get done right because I'm a professional.
Give me an example. What you just said. So the first time somebody hit me up for a wedding, the first thing I did was Google wedding photography checklist.
Right. That's it.
So when we met, I had a whole checklist of what we needed, what they might want to have for their wedding, just so I can at least prepare myself and figure out how to do it.
Right.
And when I did that, you're the first you're the first photographer to do that for us.
Now the checklist.
What do you mean?
Because you have to come professional.
Yes.
That's why I was saying a lot of people. I know a lot of people that charge and they mix up their job, and it's like,
when you talk about the music video prior to that, you got to be ready. You have to have your.
We went through a whole treatment process.
Oh, y'all been with Nells before. Nells don't play. He like, so what you doing?
I did a photography series to where like the pictures tell a story. And it was almost like a comic book type of thing that we're like, there's writing next to it. It's talking bubbles drawn on it, but it's all real pictures as opposed to drawings, right? So I read the story. The author sent me the story. When I came to the shoot, I had the whole shit laid out already. Like, nah, I'm gonna shoot this part down here by the mailboxes. You know what I mean? Have her open the mailbox, get her rent joint, because it was some sexual shit. So some shit like shorty get her rent shit, can't pay the rent. When the landlord come to the thing, like she end up having a threesome with him and his wife. Like, and I had to shoot all of this, but I had all my scenes laid out how I wanted it. When she came to the door, peeked head, this. Like, I had the whole shit written, the whole man.
You made a movie, bro.
That's my first time.
You made a movie, bro.
You know what I mean?
It might not have came out, but you made a movie.
You know what I'm saying?
So
came from
he asked to get tapped in. Your man.
Oh,
you want?
Oh, you can pull him into the.
He on.
Who that?
Oh, he in backstage.
Oh, he on.
Yo, hype in the building. Yeah.
What's up, man?
I seen him in the comments. He was typing a lot.
Yeah.
I was reading the comments though. I was reading the comments.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a video in the comments now. Remember what we didn't put out? I got behind the scenes for it.
Oh, the speakers on here. But he said he wanted to tap into the conversation. If you want to introduce yourself, for me, you want to introduce some beasts?
Who not here introduce himself?
I really don't even know how to introduce myself, man. I be in the background too much, but it's James A. Maven Jr. Hype set to edit. Young hater, whatever persona you would like, man. I'm just
Remember the young hater?
Oh, young hater back outside. Yeah. Oh, not young hater back outside.
yeah, he definitely back outside. But yeah, I done shot when they about 50, 11 times. So yeah, I enjoy the conversation going on, man. Appreciate y'all having me on.
I mean, your name and your company was brought up a few times, so it's only right that you definitely tapped in. I got more questions.
Said I wasn't here, but yeah, it's all good.
I definitely got a few more questions for y'all. Give me 1 second. I got a whole list.
And again, like like we said, just say it again, it's real free flowing. So if you got to get up, you want to drink, you got to go to the bathroom, your time is up, whatever. Don't
because I wanted to talk about. So there's always the positive and the negative, the yin and the yang, the pros and the cons of everything that we do, right? Especially with y'all being vets in the game, y'all been doing it for so long. At this point, y'all have a system established. When somebody books you, it's pretty cut and dry. It's really easy. You can speak about the pros more than the cons at this point in the game, right? Like I always say, the master has failed more times than the beginners even tried, right?
Right.
So talk about the cons of being a photographer or some of the downfalls or just, just some of that.
So what he said?
He said, "Call him."
Look in the camera real quick.
One of the things for me was I don't really like doing weddings. I would prefer to be the second shooter at the wedding because that's too much responsibility. I did a party one time and I'm taking pictures of everybody. I'm working. Like I'm on the floor. I'm getting angles and shit. I'm working. I'm palming on shit. I'm posing people. I'm working. To get back to the crib, take the card out, throw that shit in the computer, and that shit said, "Please format the disc." I don't know. No clue.
It happens. Nah, that happens.
Like it wouldn't let me do nothing but that. Like I took it out. Old school like Nintendo. I blew on it. Blew on the cartridge.
Nigga said he blew it.
Yeah, I'm like, I need some dust.
If you would put it in a regular computer, it would have.
All of that.
Now we got a format.
Look,
it's a wrap.
Nah. For whatever reason, this had corrupted and they wanted me to format it. And a format, as you seen by everybody in here face, you know that shit means delete. Permanent
we lost 4 podcast episodes like that.
See, and I couldn't imagine having somebody wedding footage
on that
happen.
Oh my God,
That happened to me too.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even play that. Like, and I charge you like $100, $200, be the second shooter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just to get some, like some
some facts,
some still shots.
Now let's be clear. On a few occasions, my pictures are still better than the nigga you paid all the money. Because he ain't gonna work how I'm working. But that's what the kids. That's why I'm beast. I'm really a beast in everything. Like that's why no matter what you're doing, it's better with beast.
I'm gonna tap into something with you saying that. So with the party photos, right? I don't want to say I took it for granted, but I didn't have this perspective until as we got older, some folks started passing away. Whether tragically, accidentally, natural causes, whatever, disease and stuff like that. Then people would hit me up, parents, do you have any photos of such and such? Can you send it to us? Oh. And for like a week straight, there was like at least 7 or 8 people, and the bell in my head rang off like, oh, this is important. This ain't just no fun thing to do. This actually matters because what I'm doing is capturing memories, experiences that, because we outside all the time, we don't look at it in the same way. It's we just outside. But some people that only go out once in a blue moon, and this was one of their best nights of their life, and they tell the story of what happened, stuff we didn't see because after they left the club or before they left the club, all that stuff that happened is captivated in that one picture where they're smiling in their best outfit.
I got about 8 obituaries.
Bro.
My photos that I took
Bro.
from my city.
You understand? So,
Good.
Learning and understanding the importance of what I'm actually doing as opposed to what I think I'm doing is a whole different scenario. That's also why, like I said earlier, when it comes to people that look like me, if you reaching out because you're not sure if you can pay for me or not, I'll budge on the price because I understand what that does. And then every time I've done that, he's smart man.
You started picking up an empty cup again. I know my man.
You're a smart man.
My son started picking up an
What
empty
I
cup
learned
again.
from that, every person that I did something I'm gonna replenish this. I'm gonna replenish this.
Oh, what you drink?
But what I learned was,
Get a cup.
every person I did for either less or the low, they literally
all different kinds.
it translated to like 10 other gigs.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Matter of fact, I'm
especially when I did it humbly and not on some begrudgingly, like, all right, but if I did it on the strength, I got you, I'm gonna take care of you, and they're thoroughly happy with what I did it like I got the price that I wanted, other gigs came. You know what I mean? Money is important, but you gotta balance it out. If you don't balance out, you're always gonna be stuck in the same place.
Man, when I started,
Hold on. I don't want to get too far. Hype. You introduced yourself, but there was a couple questions that you weren't here for that you didn't get an opportunity to answer. That glass is broken. Bring me another one. Throw that in the garbage. How'd you get into videography and photography and such? Like, how'd you start?
Honestly, hanging around people that did music. People like Nells, like Dizzy, people that I saw out there. I had a little bit of personal connections with. I started getting into music, just kind of watching them. And the first thing I saw was S-Class. S-Class at the time.
S-Class.
The studio in the Coliseum.
Yeah, he had a whole label. He got on my nerves, but I respect him because he did what he did.
S definitely was doing his thing at the time as far as like music and making a label and shooting music videos. And I happened to just be at the music video and I just saw what he was doing with the little tripod, the little Sony handheld joint, the little 1080. And after seeing that, I kind of just said, well, maybe I just put my mind to it and just try and shooting stuff on my own. And then family, like my family with Gully City, with Alfie Burns and them, just happened to be able to mingle and meet around the mines. And then really it was me, Nells, and Dizzy kind of running around for a long time, Snuff too. But it was really just using my natural skills. I'm really a computer nerd. I'm a whole nerd out here.
Yo, to tap in our S-Class too, that a lot of people don't know, he was the head photographer, videographer for the Brathwaite film that they released, Darkest Before Dawn. He was the one that basically captured.
I remember that. Yep.
You know, like I said, he got on my nerves sometimes, but I'm not gonna disrespect that man to act like he ain't do what he did. You know what I mean? He made some moves, and he was making money independently off music. You know what I mean? You can't knock a person for doing that. Go ahead.
No, yeah, but that's how I got started. What's the other question?
What's the
what was your craziest experience as a videographer or photographer? However.
Oh wow.
And I go for all y'all.
I was getting the one earlier.
You have a funny one.
Yeah.
It depends on the category, man. Oh man, for me, I think it's really dealing with people's energy, whether that's negative or positive. Sometimes you'll run into somebody who's having a bad day and they're kind of getting that negative energy off on you, and you try to come professional and correct when it comes to what you're trying to do, say with film or something like that. But sometimes it can kind of get out of hand and misunderstandings can happen. So as far as I don't want to get too specific as the craziest situation, but I've had rappers and stuff come up to me and ask for this, that, the third. And,
a girl too good.
No, I got a real true story. A rapper from the 518 asked me to film a music video on a rooftop. This is when like the Canon 7D was like $2,000 to get. To shoot it on the rooftop.
Shooting right now.
And then he wanted me to edit in alien bitches, excuse the language, alien bitches down, and then have them twerking next to him as he was rapping. He asked me if I could do it. I said, yeah.
Yeah. Word. What year was this?
This was 2000, 2009, 2000. Yeah, like 2009,
He
2010.
knew he wasn't gonna make it. He knew he wasn't leaving over there.
Hey. No, matter of fact, I'll tell you. Matter of fact, Nells, you was here for this one. I'm not gonna say who. You're gonna know as soon as I say it, Nells. We pull up to a video shoot, me and Nells.
Okay.
Right? We start shooting the first scene. Nice Hummer outside. He got the chain on, a nice varsity jacket. We start shooting the first scene. Now, usually people come up, especially if we're in Albany, they stand there, they watch you, shoot a music video scene. We shoot the scene in front of the Hummer. As soon as we get done with the scene, the dude that was watching unlocks the Hummer and drives off. And the artist looks like us and say, all right, what we doing next?
Yeah, he had no idea that.
Yeah. You thought it was his Hummer?
Yeah, we thought it was his Hummer. Then he pulled off and we had to give him a ride. But the first bar is the Coop Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
You remember what Akon said about the difference between African artists and American artists? I think he was on a journalistic conference in Africa like 2016 or something. He was like, over here, they rent them cars. Over in Africa, the place that, we supposed to be all, third world country like, when the video's over, they drive them cars home. Africa is still based on gold. Our money make believe on these other countries.
That's true.
But that's your story. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. It's really just dealing with with people's expectations, and you got to set those well before you do any work.
Oh, that's what I was
my funniest and most hilarious story to me. So us in the Black and Brown community, a lot of our significant others, if you're a woman, are probably locked up in jail. It's near Valentine's Day, and somebody that was familiar with me was like, I need you to do a shoot. It's for my man. I want to surprise him. First, I told her no because I'm like, I know you, but I didn't know he was locked up. He had to do like 6 months for someone, whatever. All right, so I get there. I end up deciding to do a shoot. I get there, try to do the shoot with her, trying to get her comfortable and doing, she's basically, she's not naked, but damn near close to it, right? And then she starts crying. I'm like, why are you crying? What's wrong? What's going on? I had shorts on. It was summertime, so it was hot. I was tank top. She's like, I'm doing all this shit and you're not even getting hard. I'm like, wait, what? He's not gonna like this. It's not gonna come across the way I want to. I'm like, ma'am, I know you and we cool. And I'm not trying to say you're not attractive.
He's crying.
I am working. I am working here. And if I'm from the guys that if I'm sitting here looking at you getting aroused, I'm not focused on my work. And then you're seeing me getting aroused, and then now you're uncomfortable. So please don't take my non-arousal as a sign that you're not you're not good. You're not doing what you're Yo, I see you laughing in the background.
I'm trying to hear the story. He's wild.
That shit is funny as hell.
Yo, but shit like that happens.
So look, one of my keys was to never look at the model unless I'm looking through the camera.
Perfect.
Like pre-production and all of that, I'm gonna be fucking with the light that don't need to be fucked with. I'm over here adjusting shit just to not be looking. I'm gonna have a whole conversation with you, like, yeah, so how was your day? How was the trip here? Everything good? But I'm never looking at you, my first. So there's a lot of times when later on I'm doing edits and I'm like, damn. Shit. Like, she was amazing.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that on set ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I just never made eye contact unless I'm looking through the camera. That was the easiest way. My funny story is, y'all gotta forgive me. Sometimes it's difficult being halfway handsome, right? I'm sorry. So look. So
he been the same way.
So the young lady, and I knew Shorty, I knew her for years. She come into a photo shoot. She hit me up to set the photo shoot up. Again, I don't never select outfits, so I don't know what's in her bag. That ain't my job. And I'm so creative that once you show me what you got, I can come up with the right setting, right scene. I got mad different looks in the crib that I'm in. Like, I got mad different looks. So she hit me like, yo, I think I'm here. I come outside. She's like, oh, there you go. The nigga in the passenger front seat look over. That nigga said, oh, hell no. What the fuck going on here? Start spazzing on her. End up smacking all in her face. You know what I mean? No domestic violence. No domestic violence. Yeah. But she end up putting hands on her and all that, thinking it was something else because I'm halfway handsome. He couldn't, like, I guess she thinking, like, oh, you got some photographer dude. He I don't know what he was expecting.
So, hey, he's being ugly nigga, man.
Hello. Word.
So, yeah. But shout out to her. She still came in. You know what I mean? Let the swelling go down and do the shoot and all that.
Yeah. not the swelling.
No, because you know, no, he smacked it. You know, smack swelling is more wealth. Yeah, because swelling, that's wealth. That go away in a little while.
She was relying on your phone.
No, shout out to her though. You know what I mean? But shit, nah.
I definitely had a few boyfriends on set, and they used to be like, "Oh, you cool with me on set?" I'm like, "Oh, nah, you working? I get you though. That ain't my girl."
All right, well, we coming up on 2 hours. I think y'all smoked this. Everybody come on camera so y'all can shout yourselves out. Again, shout your businesses out, where the people can find you, all of that good stuff. Hype, we're going to start with you.
Hold on, what you got going on? We talked about the past, but what's up?
No, I'm saying all that.
All that.
Oh, all right. So go. Outro, right? Yeah, Hype said to edit. Young hater. I can't be reached. I'm not for sale.
I love it.
I'm just being honest. I don't film no more. I'm retired. I still got my business out there. I edit every once in a while, work on a few projects, but it's mostly just for me now these days. I'm a 9-to-5er. Love my wife, chill with my wife. That's about it, man. But I do like getting involved in creative projects when I can, where I can. But shout out to everybody doing their thing.
Why you call yourself Young Hater?
Well, young hater's a parody. Nells actually helped me carry that character a long time. I hate local rappers. Like there's a difference between local rappers and artists. Y'all probably already had that conversation, but I hate local rappers. I think they're an abomination.
I didn't. If I didn't know that was gonna be the answer, I wouldn't ask.
Again, clarify the difference between local rappers and artists. That happen to be.
An artist it's not necessarily about having a concept in mind for a music video. It's about having a persona. What persona? What are you selling? What's your brand? And a lot of rappers think standing in front of a corner store, talk about drill, whether you do it or not, whether you gangster or not, is branding. That's not branding. So an artist actually has branding. Forget the music and the LCs and all the copywriting that you have to do for the music to distribute it. It's about branding as what are you selling? What's going to separate you from the crowd and the 8 million people that's on SoundCloud?
Yeah, she said something earlier, and I was going to ask everybody that because I laughed in my head when she said it. Doing music videos. How many of these rappers look at you or respond to you crazy when you ask them what their budget is?
Yo, I've never made money off of a video shoot.
Whoa.
I mean, wait.
That's an interesting take.
I started making a little bit now, but it's not like you don't really compensate for the trips because the networking.
All right, my fault.
No, I mean, talk about that though. We could get into that real quick, like the money in videography versus the money in photography.
It's no money if you're shooting for local artists.
I do this because I love to do it. If I did it for the money, I would have quit a long time ago. I realized when I tried to go full time with this after quitting my job, actually in February during Black History Month. Yeah, it was crazy. I ain't no money in it. Like take a video shoot, right? Like most of the time, I would charge based off of what I needed for the video shoot.
That makes sense. I mean, at least we broke even.
Not even. A lot of time, I sometimes you basically putting it. If you think about all the equipment and stuff, and things that you do and time you invest in order to know how to shoot some shit, then yeah, leading that takes. And then having to pay for scenes and props and storyline, and it takes a lot.
All right, so again, let's go ahead. We're gonna start from right here on the right side and work our way around. Shout out your business, shout out where people can find you, all your social medias, what it is that you do, whatever it is that you wanna end off with.
We starting over with this?
Yeah.
Oh, with me? Oh, yeah, I always want to put me on camera. Oh, but yeah, y'all can find me on.
You didn't wear your now you want to stretch your hoodie. Now you want to stretch your shit out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can find me. Dinsdale be shooting. You know what I'm saying? Every platform. Dinsdale Hedrington on Facebook, real name. You know what I'm saying? Don't copy it. I do got a podcast too, Media World. It's all about networking. I can get the artists from one way where they at now to the next level. So a lot of artists is sticking in the 518. They still in the 518. I started like 4 years ago with camera. They still doing showcases. It's no A&Rs. There's no marketing people. There's nobody to put them to the next step. So where do they go from out the studio to a video and then where? So I got to teach them something. And I'm a networking beast. So that's where y'all can find me.
Right, so Styles and Emerge is on all platforms. Instagram, it's STYLD_N_EMRGD. On Facebook, it's just Styles and Emerge without the underscores. I also have a website, www.stylesandemerge.com, which has a great blog talking about different things in the fashion industry. But upcoming events, if you want to check me out in person, or on another podcast on Tuesday, I'll be on Mind Shifter podcast with Fatima Bay at fatimabay.com. On the 16th, we're doing an International Women's Month shoot, so be on the lookout for that in March. I'm having a wardrobe utilization workshop through Schenectady City School District on March 15th and the 22nd. So be sure to email Angela Tryon if you would like to participate in those. The utilization is focusing on the efficiency and of your wardrobe, and the maintenance is focusing more on keeping the wardrobe you have in a great space to serve you. And then also, if you check out any of my platforms, you should see in 2024 exploring wardrobe utilization survey. I ask that you please fill out that survey because it's going to help in the future with services and workshops to help with the needs that you have and not the needs I think you have. Thank you.
She took notes. She's smart like that. That's what's up.
What you
want the people that? I mean, it's hard. You gotta start going last. You gotta start going last.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to follow you up. That's like going after Dave Chappelle. That shit ain't go straight down the fruit roll.
That's all.
Yeah, not drinking no more. You know, water.
Good old water.
Let me pick up where I left off last time, so I could go with an outro. Right now, after capitalizing all them years, I've learned how to branch my name off into so many lanes. Snuffo the photographer, Snuffo the custom clothes designer, Snuffo the videographer, Snuffo the director, Snuffo the hype man, Snuffo the marketer. I'm just the flood. Mm-hmm. So what the flood is, like I've been doing for so many years, is keep going. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The flood keeps going. That's why I say I'm always flooded. What we doing? We flooding something? Let's link up. What we doing? We gonna flood this after we wrap all this up? Boom. You know what I mean? Sharks is the what's it called? The mascot. Sharks don't stop. They keep going. Mm-hmm. The fin is always up. Always one of the first cameramen in the 518. I'm the big fin, aka the Maglodon.
Mm-hmm. Talk your shit. Talk it.
You're right.
I feel having like college right there. I just been chilling, you know. But I'm always looking to branch out and develop other brands, you know, with the sources and tools that I've got. You know, right now we working with the Meta Crew on Facebook. I'm one of the admins. You can hit me up. You know what I mean? Hit me up on the inbox. Justin Conyers at Facebook. I'm probably tagged in the live. Sure. If you're an artist, you can hit me up to build your brand to get promoted. You know, you can join that group and wait to get your post approved, or you can hit me up to get your pre-approval package to gain your followers. Because nowadays it's about following, engaging. So if you're a content creator, you got to have the right engagement to follow it nowadays, unless you're out on the corner and you got good people skills to go. You know what I mean? Controlling your market, learning how to sell your
I ain't even gonna hold you. When I got to like 292 subscribers on YouTube, I started running down on people taking their phone.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Use your phone, family. Subscribe, give their shit back. That's what you subscribe. What is you talking about? Because I'm beast for real. I'm gonna do my beast shit outside. And I told niggas on Facebook, like, yo, real quick, you don't subscribe to my shit, I'm running down. And I'm taking your phone and subscribe to myself.
These is perfect. Even if I'm not giving them out, yo, let me see your phone.
Yeah,
yo, this is my friend. Oh, hey, how you doing? Instead of let me tell you, check this out. If you want to record, hit me up.
One thing I want to learn how to do is throw it away.
DVDs
and your code and everything. I put my code everywhere.
Scan the QR code and the whole.
Because I'm about to drop a new DVD this year.
You put it on the case.
Yeah, so
put it on the case.
Figure it out.
Put the QR code on the case.
All right, my phone. Back to you.
Yeah, I'm everyday grinding, man, from the sun up to when I don't even sleep no more, man. Sharks don't stop. They don't sleep. I'm always grinding, man. You can always hit me up to get your name known. I've been doing this shit for over 15 years. I'm the go-to guy. I was YouTube in the 518 at one time. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So
competed with Smack out there.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm still here, and I've still got the tools, but I've grown. So I'd rather help. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'd rather help your brand and be like, I'd rather be the guy who plays his part. You know what I'm saying? The camera game for the 518, like I said, I'm not mad at none of them. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm glad where they're at with this right now. Good. You know what I mean? And I'm glad where it's going because I see everybody growing. You know what I'm saying?
You still shoot?
Yeah, I still shoot, but I'm a majority right now. I just direct. I'll help Nells. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things like I heard earlier, a lot of opportunities that we be taking. You know what I mean? And one of the opportunities is Nells has a quality. Remember, I said I started from certain things. And me, you know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't growing here at the end of the day. Yeah. So I could be like, yo, bro, let's do this. I have the perfect idea for you. What market you want to hit? Let's hit it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna help you. Boom. Now we get it lit, but it's on you to be like, yo, I got this going on. And I've never seen that with a lot of people, even with the quality. So I didn't have the money back then to get the cameras and all that. So I had to call a fellow videographer. I had to sacrifice. You know what I mean? I could deliver. They'll trust me with $700. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They'll trust me with $500. You know what I mean? We've done shot videos to where it's like, yo, bro, I got this lined up. We're going to do this. And I've only done that because I couldn't deliver. But at the end of the day, I had to deliver.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
using your resources.
I'm a very resourceful guy, bro. I work
big part of.
I worked with a lot of people. I worked with a lot of promoters throughout the years, a lot of household names right now, but I'm one of the founding fathers of this 518 scene. That's facts. Of going digital. I'm not saying I was the first to do it out here, but as far as everybody in the tri-state area transitioning and switching over, I wrote most of the blueprints, bro. Fact.
Soldier boy of the 518.
I don't brag though. I just continue to do what I do every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't brag.
Me? All right, so for me,
you was gonna say
no. I'm nobody. I just wanted to quick shout out to what he's the one. No, I just wanted a quick shout out to the photographers and videographers that I asked that wanted to be here that couldn't be here. Like nobody told me no. Shout out to Cinematic Cartel. Shout out to Kaheem. Shout out to Deshaun. Shout out to Dizzy Dot. Shout out to Zeus Lightning, my guy. Shout out to Kasim. Like everybody wanted to be a part of this. Everybody thought this was a dope idea and wish they could have been here, but had other stuff. Once I got enough, I'm like, nah, I got enough. We going forward. This is what we doing. Let's go.
Thanks for having us, man.
No, I appreciate y'all pulling up, man.
Coming soon.
Shout out to them guys too, man. Because if they didn't cancel, I wouldn't have been here.
That's not true. That's not true. That's funny, but it's not. It's funny, but it's not true.
All right, me. Obviously, Jumaine Main Event Brown. You can go to my website, maineventlive.com. Don't forget the E at the end of that main. Play off my name, obviously. I still am available for photography, but these days I'm more of the party promoter and DJ. Actually, tonight I got an event at Stadium. You want to pop in. Yeah, bring the camera. It's all good. We start at 10.
No, we do.
Shout out to
you work tonight? You going to Stadium to go live?
It's John's birthday, right?
Yeah, I told you I want this. My birthday this week. I want to do ratchet show with my friends.
He might be there. I don't know if he's booked for night on or not, but he might be in there.
I just want to do ratchet show with my friends.
It's
Yo, Q, we doing her ratchet tonight?
I got DJ Show, Selector Buzz, and myself. We're spending the night. It's more of a reggae international vibe thing, but of course we gonna play everything.
It's gonna be a bashment.
It's a little bashment. Shout out all the Aquarius that's supposed to be in the building.
That's why I like
besides that, again, my focus these days has been more on being a DJ. No. But I'm still available for photography. I still network with my guys when appropriate, especially it comes down to videography.
Maine used to have the Jet magazine 518.
Facts.
I brought a few people down to the city.
I had
to
a few
some
crushes
magazines.
on a few models.
You know what I mean? I definitely brought a few people down. You know, I got to know John Blasingame. If you don't know who John Blasingame, he owned the most black-owned magazines, as far as I know. Black Men's Magazine, Black Women's Today Magazine, Hype Hair, the sister magazine for Hype Hair. Today, actually, it was Today's Black Woman, I think. And then not only did he have his 19 publications, he helped put other people on. Don Diva, all these hood magazines, these magazines that you sent to your boy at the jail so they can have whatever they needed to have while they doing their time. A lot of those magazines came from that dude's initial publication. And I got to know different people in those circles going to Black Men's Weekend, and I was able to bring down some different models and so forth to get shot for when they might make into magazines and stuff like that. I still do those things, not as much, selectively. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of times we have a lot of resources. We don't want to run those resources out. You start sending duds or problems, you're not going to be reached out no more. So I try my best to just be balanced, available, and true. You know what I mean? You know, I'm here in Albany. I've done different areas, but again, follow me at any social media at Main Event Live. Don't forget the E at the end of that Main. YouTube, whatever you want to see, you'll find me. Main Event Live.
Main Event. All right, before Q go, I missed two. I also want to shout out Charlene, and I want to shout out Jern, Loyalty Films.
Charlene,
you know what I mean?
Dude, Jern.
Told you, y'all thought I was playing when I said I reached out to everybody.
No, I didn't. I know you did. I know how
you talk to people, man. What we got here? You got to tell us about all this product and stuff.
Yeah, word, product placement.
How's it going? My name is.
I almost threw my shoe up.
Look, and let the people know that Q bought a camera, right? And he's been helping us out. This is the second, third week helping us out. Don't think you can just come up here with your product and your inventory and lay it out. It's going to cost you a couple dollars. Go ahead, Q.
Not a couple dollars, a couple dollars. listen.
You know, we got the
Yo. Horticulture Q, man. You already know the NY Grow Collective. We growing our own fruits, vegetables, medicinal plants. I'm now ushering on wellness, natural medicine to my people. You know, because I want to take our power back from big pharma, because we need to. Everything here is a natural medicine with no side effects or vitamins and minerals to help your day-to-day hormonal transmission in your body. We also got a calendula healing skin salve, all made by me by hand. Got spirulina, you got moringa, and you got turmeric. The turmeric capsule is an actual blend. A stinging nettle and hawthorn berry tincture and a burdock root tincture. It's all, you know, you can find me. I mean, they're all have different benefits. I won't go into that now. You can probably find that on my page, which is the NY Grow Collective on Instagram and Horticulture Q on Facebook. This year, I'm going to be throwing 2 camping events, one called the Prep for the summer, the other one called the Reset. So you guys are going to be seeing marketing material come out for that soon. Also, as well, tentatively planning, it's going to be next weekend, but hopefully next Thursday, I'm going to have a big bonfire. I'm going to be inviting everybody out because I'm a big wellness and grounding guy right now. That's a huge part of my wellness company. So we're going to be based in events and in product. So you guys will be looking out for me soon. Again, I don't want to disrespect these shooters here. You know, I'm not a photographer by trade, but I am an avid content creator, and I would like to
photographer by trade, bro.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. So now I'm in the club, so it's lit. You feel me? So I just want to say yes. So wellness and health is the game, and horticulture is my name, man. I just thought that's it.
Appreciate
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Nells online, Instagram. Nells McLaughlin on Facebook. Nells online, YouTube. Yeah. Follow me.
What you got coming up? What you got going? What you doing? Beast taking it away. Beast taking it over to the web. Take it away.
Nah, we ain't gonna skip over the nigga tonight. Nigga said Beast take it away.
That's fine.
I'm in now. Look forward to.
Music videos, anything like that. That's what you need coming up. In your portfolio as an artist.
Tell them about the videos. You get lights. You get
you
anything.
And he'll come anyway. I seen him. I didn't go this year, but last year I seen him at the NAGA Championship. For those who may not know, like that's the North American Grappling Association.
Oh,
Look, he didn't remember.
I said it. He was like,
he didn't remember. He's still looking at you like,
I was there.
That's a check there too, bro. We can follow you at a grappling event, for example, as Beast just said.
Yeah, I see that. I'm like, he getting content for the moves at the grappling event.
MMA fighting.
Yeah.
Things like that. Just hit me up.
So it don't even matter what you do. It don't got to be music. If you need a video, you know what I mean, put together with some good angles, some great quality, and some dope edits. We capture memories.
Birthday memories, anything you need.
Yeah.
Nells was at my uncle's 60th birthday party, y'all, and shout out to Nells. Like that party was
right there.
Huh?
Courtesy of Snuff.
Right. Oh yeah, because
look how that was.
Look.
You know my uncle.
Look. Here go my slogan.
That's my uncle. Like that's my dad.
You know my slogan? It may pertain to you from where everything I'm hearing and feeling from what you do. My slogan is I don't do construction, but I build bridges.
Hello. That's what
Hello. So thank you again.
And I want to thank y'all. This has actually been our highest engaged video that we've done on our live stream. And I want to actually almost like double, like 35 react. Because it's one thing to get people to view. It's one thing to get, we had 20-something viewers active at one time, but it's another thing for people to press the like button and to press the hold it, to press the love button, and then to press the care button. So for people to share it and things like that, like that is what matters. So I definitely want to thank y'all again. Y'all are some of the goats. Y'all been doing it the longest. I appreciate y'all. And again, we got to do a part 2 because got cooked up for a good hour, and I had about 10 more questions I wanted to get to. You brought up portfolio. I wanted to talk about portfolios and all that, but that's the beauty of this thing. We call this a terminal because it's let us land. A lot of people ask us why do we call this a terminal? Because a lot of times when we get into these conversations and debates, we overtalk each other. We never hear each other out. It's like, yo, let them land. Like, let them land their plane. All right. And we used to say that a lot. And it's like, you know what? And then I spend a lot of my time in terminals when I'm flying, and that's when I get a lot of my work done. Like you're stuck on your phone, you on a layover, you get a lot of your work done in the terminal. So a lot of people ask us like, where do we get the name from?
Right.
Everybody he can shut himself up, but he really don't have to. Everybody know who I be with. Like, let's be clear. I have my own YouTube channel with my own flow, with my own playlist, Building with Beast, At the Bar with Beast, had mad content. I got like especially like in the battle rap world, like I got interviews with Head Ice, I got interviews with Ab, I got interviews with Don Marino. Like I got like I'm outside. I'm at events. I just was at an event with Steams and like I said, I got pictures with Graph. I got pictures with Park from Joe Button Podcast. I got pictures with Shay Noir. I got pictures with
he pulled up in Troy with Arsenal.
And my brothers. Like
shot the video.
Went to Connecticut, shot a video with Fugo Bass. Went to Buffalo, shot a video with Ricky Hodge. Shot a video with El Camino. Like I really be outside.
Yeah, man.
I left my whole channel behind to join 5-1 Great Network with my shows. Like I'll still promo over there. I'll still put clips and stuff over there. But if you want to see whole shows, you got to come over to the 5-1 Great Network because I seen something that he was putting together. I felt like I was coming with chicken. I wasn't coming with my hands out. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So when I'm saying like, if more people work together, saying like it's some real high shit. The nigga had, I got the weed, I got the roll up. I got the roll up, I don't got no weed. You got weed? Yeah. You got roll up? Yeah. So
facts.
So I don't just say that people need to do that. I did it.
You know, and while we on that point, I wanna add that too. You know, I it's hard to sit me down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no more important than nobody, nothing. But I showed up for my son. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you don't like nothing else, his tenacity is on par with the greats. You feel me? So I do whatever I can to support him. You know what I mean? Like I said, my time is my greatest asset. So it ain't everybody ain't gonna get. I ain't got that to give. But I'm telling you, anything I could do or my platform or whatever people think I got going on, I do offer it to Wale because I do respect what he got. I don't give a fuck. When he was cooking, everybody was talking shit about him, and he already know I posted him. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. You feel me? So I just want to say 5-1 Great. Y'all doing your thing. I'm planning on putting together packages to be more valuable to the 5-1 Great on the back end because I'm not necessarily,
we just getting started, man.
We just getting warmed up. Like I said, we just getting warmed up again.
I appreciate
I want to thank y'all. Shout out to y'all.
I know it costs y'all money. Like he said, like at the end of the day, everybody sitting here with the ability that they have and what they contribute to the world could be making money right now, and they're sitting here with us. So I appreciate it.
I tell people I'm busy.
I don't know what just. I don't know if we just broke a record or some shit. I don't know what just happened.
Always busy.
Look.
Oh yeah, we out of here. Last thing I need from y'all is